evening. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back. I am Tylane. Today we're going to get into Uncle Shay Shay and all the shenanigans surrounding him. As we know, PN let Uncle Shay Shay go 3 days ago. And yes, I do know I'm late. I do apologize. But baby, I had to get this out. So I came to say what the others have tiptoed around. At least from what I've heard. All right, y'all. Uncle Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe, just got the boot from ESPN, and the timing couldn't be colder. 2 weeks after settling a serious essay lawsuit, the network pulls the plug. Yeah, but here's the kicker. They dropped the announcement right before Shannon's brother Shannon Sharpe's long-awaited Hall of Fame induction that is going on this weekend. Now, Sterling should have been in the Hall of Fame, and it looks like that Shannon, since he became a broadcaster and commentator, he has been doing everything within his power to help his brother get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and now that time has arrived. But some things didn't go as planned. Everything in this video is alleged. Alrighty, here we go.
Breaking news out of the sports world now. ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery. He has previously denied the allegations against him, and he hasn't been on the air since April. NBC News is out to Sharpe and his attorney for comment, although we haven't heard back. Ellison Barber is tracking this one. Ellison, what else do we know?
Hey, Hallie, I mean, it is a massive fall from grace for the Hall of Famer turned broadcast giant. As you said, his relationship with ESPN, it is officially over. He had not been on the air at ESPN since this lawsuit was first filed back in April. That was a decision at the time that he and his attorney had said they had made, that he had made on his own as he dealt with what he described back then as false and disruptive allegations. But look, he's no longer going to be on ESPN, and this is despite the network renegotiating his contract and announcing an expansion of his role on the show First Take just last year. You mentioned it, but no comment from ESPN or Sharpe as of yet. The split, it does come 2 weeks after the attorney who was representing the woman who had accused Sharpe of sexual assault and raping her in the state of Nevada on 2 different occasions, one in late 2024 and one in January of this year. It comes 2 weeks after her attorney announced that they had reached a settlement on that lawsuit. The terms of the settlement were not publicly disclosed. Again, Sharpe has consistently denied any wrongdoing here. He claims that he had a consensual relationship with this woman. Based on court filings in the state of Nevada, she had said that she had met Sharpe back in 2023 at a gym when she was 20 years old, and that they had engaged in a relationship over the course of 2 years. And then again in late 2024, that's when she says she was assaulted by Sharpe, both physically and sexually, and raped at least 2 times. Again, no direct comment from Sharpe at this time. He and his attorney, they had previously said that the decision to step away from his role at ESPN in April was one that he made himself. This no longer a decision he has made himself. This is ESPN splitting from Sharpe. He will not be on that show, on that program, on the network moving forward. That being said, he does have an incredibly popular podcast that airs weekly, and as far as we know, that will continue. But Hallie, in terms of his relationship broadcasting with ESPN, that is over.
Ellison.
Alrighty, y'all. This is just sad. I can't feel bad for Shannon because there are so many things that led up to this. I'm pretty sure that allegedly, in my opinion, I believe ESPN sat down and just put a compilation together of everything that had occurred since he had joined them and just came to the conclusion that they were not going to move forward. Now, instead of celebrating a legacy, we are unraveling a scandal with this whole entire situation. Before we move on, I have one more clip. This is a clip directly from Uncle Shay Shay himself on his Nightcap podcast. Please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated.
Before we get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really want it to be about him, and I want it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Now that when I say that is so egotistical, he could have used any other word except for upstage. Like, dude, what? And it's like by you coming out doing this video, you made the story bigger. Cause we would have just saw like the news articles and things of that nature, but by you coming out on your show, which has millions of viewers, were you trying to intentionally overshadow your brother's moment? Like, what is that upstaged?
Been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
Shannon, you a hot ass mess. There is no excuse for you being 56, 57 years old to put yourself in a situation like this. It's just not acceptable. And this isn't just about ESPN doing damage control. It's about a moment that went viral to being overshadowed. The case, the corporate chess move by ESPN, Shannon's emotional response, and what this says about accountability, PR timing, and second chances in the media spotlight. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. But first, we're going to jump into why was Shannon Sharpe fired from ESPN, what the former NFL star has said about leaving the network, an article that was published by People on July 31st. The former professional football player was cut from the network less than 2 weeks after he settled his $50 million RAPE and a lawsuit. Sharpe initially stepped away from ESPN back in April after the suit was filed against him and after some audio came out. Shannon Sharpe had been with the network ESPN since 2023 when he joined the talk show First Take alongside Stephen A. Smith and Molly Querim, I believe is how to pronounce her last name. He also appeared as an NFL and NBA analyst who shared his thoughts on games, trades, industry news. Although he had signed a multi-year contract extension with ESPN in June of 2024, he officially cut ties with the network. Well, actually, they officially cut ties with him as of July 2025. So people reached out to ESPN for comment, but the network has not addressed the exit. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe briefly spoke about the decision and shared his mindset. And he stated that ESPN did what they needed to do, and he was at peace with the decision on his episode of Nightcap podcast on July 30th, along with the statement that you guys heard a few minutes ago. The only thing he requested from ESPN that if they could wait until Monday to make the announcement, he did not want the announcement overshadowing his brother Sterling Sharpe's Hall of Fame induction occurring this weekend. A lawsuit accused Shannon of repeated essay during a toxic 2-year relationship. Now, it's alleged that the victim, who was entered into the lawsuit as Jane Doe, but we now know her name is Gabriella Zuniga. She said that not all encounters between the two of them were consensual, and even claimed he live streamed himself having sex with another woman by accident in 2024. We all know that's the incident where he accidentally recorded himself on IG with Michelle. Now, y'all, it got darker real quick, and not only did she accuse him of violent threats and graphic SA abuse, she then had her attorney, Tony Busby, dropped an audio clip. I have that audio I'm going to play here for us.
Say you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like I'm not going to hang up on you. It is what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything I say.
Girl, y'all, excuse me. Shannon, you are a duck. I'm so sorry. If you could not tell that this young lady was lining you up, we saw that from a mile away. You could tell with the language that she was using, word manipulation. And because you have been acting so thirsty with the things that you have been saying, the comment that you made disrespecting Megan Thee Stallion, these are women that are young enough. They are actually younger than your daughter. Chad Ochocinco on Nightcap and Gilbert Arenas was on episode as well when he was talking about another young lady all up under her clothes and trying to describe the young lady to them. Shannon, you act like you've never had a piece of pee in your entire life. What the hell is happening here? What is going on? Oh my goodness, y'all. Shannon denied everything. He called it a setup. He called it extortion. Also, by July 19th, the lawsuit was settled and dismissed. There was no trial, no verdict, just silence and consequences. And normally an NDA is signed as well as not talking about it. But Gabriella came out and posted, I believe, to her IG the day the lawsuit was settled, she was retiring from OnlyFans. So you do with that what you will. You have retired this young lady and you fired yourself. And you lost your 7 or 8 figure salary from ESPN. If ESPN was willing to step away, and that was probably because of their sponsors and Disney, then what makes you think sponsors are dealing with Nightcap? Because when all this happened, it was 2 sponsors. He had to pull no longer sit on the screen when watching the Nightcap podcast because they did not want to be associated with this. Way you were carrying yourself. This is a mess, Shannon. Hot mess. So, sir, you brought this on yourself. This is exactly what's going on with you, Uncle Shay Shay.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing.
Hey.
And you're detaining me for nothing. And you about to lose your job. You ain't even got no job because you training. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Is this shit worth you losing your job?
Girl. Ooh, you lying to me and you done lost your job over some twat. When are y'all gonna learn? You guys, the part that stings is that Sterling Sharpe is finally being inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. A moment that should be rejoiced and, as I was saying, celebrated, and that has been a decade or decades in the making. Sterling should have been in the Hall of Fame before Shannon. Instead of celebrating that legacy, the headlines are about this. His baby brother is in the news again with some shenanigans. So Shannon asked ESPN to wait until this upcoming Monday to make the announcement. I guess he called himself calling them out. But Shannon, they don't owe you anything. From what we have heard, ESPN had big plans for Shannon that they were going to benefit from and he would have benefited from financially and getting the exposure. You messed that up. So you can't expect them to be loyal to you when you put yourself and their organization in a compromising position. All this talk about my brother's going into the Hall of Fame this weekend should be about him. Sir, ESPN said no. They moving forward. And that ain't just timing. Baby, I said that's a PR mugshot in a tuxedo. Do you hear me? So ESPN basically said, congrats, Sterling, but your brother got headlines to finish. And we ain't got time to be playing with Shannon. So, Unc, you might have settled this case, but ESPN settled the score. Disney don't do bad press. What they do are clean exits, the smile and the signature. Now, this wasn't a release, y'all. It was a silent firing with corporate gloves on. ESPN, they have stood by other talent before, But this time with this essay, it was just too much. It was the recorded audio, public court documents, the incident with Michelle, the things that he has said on Nightcap. And I know a lot of people saying it's about race, it's about race. Yeah, we can honestly say, most of the time things are about race. But it's about the fact that Shannon represents ESPN. Well, he did represent ESPN, and they were not about to let you, sir, damage their brand. We all know that ESPN cleans house. It seems like every couple years they do a mass layoff. So though you think the timing was not your timing, them people say they had to cut ties with you. Better luck next time. Now, a lot of people online have flipped this into a race issue. If the alleged victim was a black woman, this wouldn't have gone this far. Now, we know that is because nobody believes black women. Most of the time, black women, people don't want to be exposed. They don't want their name out in the public. They don't want people online harassing them. Now, if it was me, you going to jail, period. And honestly, people thinking that way is not entirely wrong. You always hear this narrative. It's kind of like if you in the store, they focused on you because of stereotypical reasons and assuming that you're the bad person. Meanwhile, Becky or Susie over here cleaning them out. They always saying that we are the gold diggers. Athletes and talking about, we got with a clear woman, Caucasian woman, because the black woman want their money. Meanwhile, Becky and Susie is setting up a trap and to clean their behinds out. And they walk into the trap every time. In this case, it's also a deflection. This case had disturbing details and receipts. There was all kind of race play, and race doesn't erase the damage, you guys. Accountability doesn't disappear because the accused is a beloved personality. And blaming ESPN, y'all, that ain't it. Shannon knew the case was public. He knew the timeline. He knew when he settled the case on July 19th that his brother's upcoming Hall of Fame induction was coming up. We didn't know that, but he knew that. So trying to spin this like ESPN stole Sterling's moment, it's misdirected. The person who hurt Sterling's moment, Shannon, was you, period. Hard stop. Y'all, we can love Uncle Shay Shay and still say, Unc, bro, you fumbled the bag. Now, you asked for silence in a storm that you helped create, and that's why I don't feel sorry for you. Like all of us, when we was listening to the audio and listening to the evidence and the looking at the, research and looking at the public court records and things like that, and I'm like, Shannon act like he got to be allegedly dumped in a box of rocks. How could you not see this? Like he met this girl when she was 19. You let a 19-year-old, now 21-year-old OnlyFans clear girl line your pockets. And she was able to get allegedly $23 million. And in Shannon Sharpe's 14 years of being an NFL player, he only made, I want to say like 22.5 or something like that, but I know it was over 22 million. You paid this young lady more than you made in your entire NFL career. Your hard work, blood, sweat, tears, time away from your children, time away from your family. He had to have a double hip replacement. All of this went to Gabriella's. Now, Shannon, you asked for this. You wanted everything to be done in silence in this storm that you helped create. And in my opinion, that's like us. It's like trying to whisper in the middle of a hurricane. Like, what the hell are you talking about, sir? What did you honestly expect? And in the words of Cardi B, what was the reason? Oh, my goodness. And then you had warnings, several warnings. Like he told us he won't date his wage. So you got what you wanted, sir. Hold on just a second, y'all.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
What he went through, Marble dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
And that's another thing. Don't come running back to the black community now, to black women. They on over there with the Gabriellas. Monique tried to tell you. Give me just a second, you guys. Let me get this clip. He didn't listen.
This dating thing, because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you trying to say what you trying to say? Mo,
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. Dang. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, I need you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah,
because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared. Yes, I'm talking. And I know an old gal, she'd be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when you know somebody named Elladora, she's old school. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Elladora told me to tell you. She said, I think he like red velvet.
Oh, I do.
I say, Miss Elladora, if he do like that, she said, you let him know I got something for him.
Yeah, I like
and she don't have no teeth. Come on, pick your glass up and clack it for me. Come on now. These young gals will bite you.
I love Monique. Now, I agree with everything you said, Monique, except for telling him to get a mammy. And in response, this is what Shannon said.
Danger aid. I want to take my weight, so come with it. What you talking? As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak. What you talking spicy tonight, what? Danger.
All right, you got what you was looking for, sir. So I'm sure ESPN took a look at all of this before they made their decision. I think they knew back in April that they was not going to continue with Shannon. I think they waited to see how it plays out. Maybe things will turn and we can keep him. This is the last thing, and then we're going to finish the rest of our commentary. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all. Here we go. Listen to how he's talking about this young lady. I believe her name is Sky Breeze.
Sky Breeze, Ocho.
Sky Breeze? Who that is, Coach?
Yeah. How I do it.
Hey, Sky, who is that? Tell me out.
You know what I'm saying? She little soft. You know, she might be famous for vertical activity that she's good at.
She a hooper?
Oh, yeah.
Who she play for? Who she play for?
She got a whole little thing, you know.
Huh?
You say, yo. Man, y'all need to stop, man. Y'all need to stop. Y'all be on that bull jive, man.
Hold on. Who she play for? Who she play for?
Yo, back in the day, you could have been on my team. She played for on her back.
Now, y'all see how disrespectful Shannon is? This is ridiculous. So, yeah, after all of that, sir, I'm sorry. Uncle Shay Shay, we don't feel sorry for you. While we are talking about accountability, let's not skip the part that nobody's really saying out loud. Shannon allegedly gave a 21-year-old OnlyFans girl, like I said earlier, more money than he made in his entire career. $23 million allegedly. That's not a payout. That's a retirement plan with influencer benefits. I was telling my husband the other day, I said, baby, I bet her mama is probably out on a yacht somewhere, baby, living it up. Or her and her girlfriends. If the allegations were false and this whole thing was a setup like he's alleging, then baby, we just watch Uncle Shay Shay get finessed with Olympic level precision. Do you hear me? Y'all, this wasn't just a scandal. This was a shakedown in stilettos. Baby, this little girl, When I say she took Uncle Shay Shay fast, now y'all forget about ESPN. The real exit strategy might have been Gabriella's, allegedly. She walked off with the bag, the headlines, and now she can ride off into the sunset and never have to speak about this. She could change her name, get married, probably to a clear man, and no consequences at all. Now, Shannon said he wanted a woman who matched his lifestyle and he wanted to date his wage, and he got one that matched his lawyer's hourly rate. Despite everything, Shannon isn't done. Club Shay Shay and Nightcap are booming. So right now he has a deal with the Volume Podcast Network. But that current deal ends in August. Now, before the lawsuit, he was aiming for a $100 million deal. Everybody assumed that the deal was canceled, but we don't know because we never heard anything else. Now, this moment is going to follow Shannon for the rest of his life. Now, the question is, does this define him? Was ESPN being strategic or just savage? Does Shannon deserve a second chance? Or did he sign that settlement and cancel his own contract? I gotta ask y'all. Many of y'all have businesses and are entrepreneurs. If Shannon worked for your brand, would you have waited till Monday to make the announcement? Or do y'all think the network was right to cut ties with Shannon and cut bait before the headlines got worse? In my opinion, Shannon fumbled the bag and he got played. And y'all let me know below what y'all think about all of this. So please hit that like, subscribe, and share if you're tired of corporations protecting the brand over the person. Because there's a lot of people that feel away. A lot of people feel like that Shannon should have been given a second chance because the fact that is during his tenure with ESPN, their ratings were like 10 times what they normally were. So could they have stuck it out with Shannon? Did they really have to let him go? So y'all let me know in the comments. Thank you for chilling with myself, Tylane. This is Tylane Ducksworth Reviews. And I'm out. Till next time, y'all take care. Be safe.